Now that Arkham Tower has fallen and the Bat family is trapped behind enemy lines, how will they be able to escape this crumbling house of cards? Well, let's hop into the pages of Detective Comics number 1055 and find out together, shall we? So then, as we join this newest issue, we actually end up hooking all the way back to the end of issue 1 and Dr. Ware getting himself thrown out the window by his own patients. Oh sure, no one wants to be street pizza, but this dude owed so much money to the Penguin, to the Party Crashers. I'm sure a long drop and a sudden stop is a vacation compared to what they had planned for him. The inmates now fully run the asylum and have taken hostage whatever other workers or civilians were stuck when the blast doors came down. The worst part is, it's not like the Bat family can just get in and out the way they have been. Ware was such a greasy con man, he didn't actually go to any recognized outfitters when it came to setting up a security system. To save a buck, he got all his stuff off the black market, meaning no one knows exactly how it works, how to shut it off, or whether or not the whole thing is booby-trapped. Making matters worse, Mayor Nakano's own wife is also trapped inside there with the rest of the murderous crazy people. And hey, speaking of, now that the likes of Anna Volson, Siphon, and Nero have gotten the Psycho Pirate out of their head and taken over Arkham Tower, they figure now is as good a time as any to take control of Psycho Pirate for themselves and use his mental abilities to try and take over the city. Ooh, no one tell them Bane tried to do that already and it didn't work out for them. Nightwing, seemingly already realizing how dangerous a chess piece Psycho Pirate is, tries to get him out of the building. Unfortunately, that's much easier said than done, as people like Mr. Freeze have actually managed to get back inside the weapons room and reclaim their gear and costumes. Huntress is there doing her best to try and actually spirit away Nakano's own wife. She gets into a big clash with Mr. Freeze and actually ends up doing pretty damn well. Sadly, Nightwing is a lot less lucky and ends up falling through a pit in the floor that was created during Mr. Freeze and Huntress's battle. In all the confusion, Huntress lost track of Nakano's wife and Nightwing lost track of Psycho Pirate, meaning these two people only have each other to rely on, which is a very interesting turn of events. Roger the Psycho Pirate actually feels kinda bad, as he knew that treating Nakano's wife was a big part of the scam he worked out with Ware, and now that Ware is dead, Psycho Pirate is actually beginning to have all sorts of second thoughts about everything that he's been doing here in Arkham Tower. And it's implied that while he may not be able to help Mayor Nakano's wife with her mental problems, he may actually be able to save her from getting killed in the asylum, which, you know, silver medals as far as they go. Now, if the rest of the villains can't actually get Psycho Pirate, then what the hell do they want when it comes to making demands from the police? Well, remember, they are crazy people, so they make absolutely unrealistic demands like a helicopter for every patient. And $1 million, which admittedly seems like a pretty small amount of money in the greater scheme of things. It's perhaps for all those reasons and more, yet another villain decides to step on in and crown themselves king. That villain turns out to be Jonathan Crane the Scarecrow, back to avenge his defeat at the hands of Batman during the events of Fear State, and actually him being here makes way more sense than you might think. Before Batman had left Gotham, he had actually left Scarecrow in the care of Dr. Meridian, so chances are he has actually been here this whole time, we just didn't notice until right now. And so that was Detective Comics number 1055, everybody, and I gotta say, it was a pretty damn cool issue. We're seeing several storylines all come to fruition right here, right now. It's fun to see the book actually catch up with itself now after multiple weeks of building this very interesting pacing for the storyline. Huntress definitely gets a big old spotlight this issue. Again, I'm pretty sure this will go down as basically her story, as she's the one who's seemingly going through the most change and has the most skin in the game. And while it definitely makes sense for Scarecrow to be the secret villain here in this story, I don't know how I feel about him coming in at the 11th hour just yet. Up until now, I've been celebrating Shadows of the Bat because it's used all these unknown and original supervillains. I was also really not a fan of Fear State, so I still have a bad taste in my mouth from the last big Scarecrow story, so to see him basically swoop on in and crown himself the main villain of this story, it doesn't sit well with me, but I'm gonna give the book a chance to surprise me. Maybe they'll do something different. Much like how they're doing something very pleasantly surprising with Psycho Pirate, he went from collaborator in this Arkham Tower mess to being a victim of the whole thing. I like that he's an actual character with a reason to be here and feelings and emotions, unlike, well, City of Bane, where he was basically just a goddamn story device. Overall, I'd give this one an 8 out of 10. I'm certainly enjoying it. I can't wait to see where they go next with it. Hey there, everyone. It's your old pal Cave Jewel, and if you're seeing me right now, that means you watched to the end of the video, which I am very appreciative of. It really helps drive engagement and retention and all that other good YouTube stuff. So does liking and commenting. Wink, wink. If you like my content too, you should check out my Patreon page. We just redid all the tiers, so there's a ton of great rewards. You can become a patron for as little as $1 a month, and well, it would just really help me out. It's never expected, but always appreciated. So until next time, everyone, I've been Cape Joel, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.